morning, good afternoon, good night, my dears. Welcome to the Worldwide Podcast Vietnam edition. So we got our friend Hoang as a guest right here today. But before introducing our guest, just want to ask how's Guilherme? Because this dude has been moving all the fucking year. So where are you right now? Where have you been, bro?
Hey, guys. I am back in Santiago de Chile. Literally only spent like 10 days in Portugal, which made me so damn stressed because I had to work. I had to do diligence stuff. It was so damn annoying. And then I had like a huge, actually, this is true. I had a huge travel burnout when I got to Santiago from like plane riding and all of that because I was also in Italy before I went back to Portugal. It was I know it sounds like very like superficial to say like, oh, I had like a
It
burnout
is,
of
bro.
travel,
It's,
but it was
it's like white man problem, man. White
I
people
know like
problem.
first world problems. But
Yeah.
man, I came back to Chile with not a smile in my face. I was like, I'm going to spend the whole month of May in my home. I'm not gonna leave it. Uh, I think it was because I traveled like quite a lot just before I left Thailand, and then it was just like just straight away, just continuing traveling. So I respect so much the nomads that do not stay in one place, that keep on going for months, because I could never, I could never do that. But yeah,
Yeah.
Santiago feels the same. I'm at the
You're
same
kind of
home.
close to that. You're kind of close to that. Like you've been to
No,
three different continents in
I
six
stay, but I
months.
stay in one place. I have my own
All right.
apartment. I'm not in a hostel.
Yeah,
I
sure.
have my own living space, my own TV to watch my films. Literally, people think I enjoy the most is traveling. Hell no. I want to watch a horror film in my TV. That's my favorite activity, quite literally. And going to the cinema, which I will go tonight to watch Abigail because it's still there. So
Fuck,
yeah.
I wanted to go to the movies today to watch the Civil War. I mean, Wagner Moura movie. Still didn't go. Gotta do it. Probably doing tonight.
Amazing.
Wait, the
So
the Marvel just released a Secret Wars?
no.
No, no, no.
It's one from Alex Garland.
Yeah.
And
Oh
it's like
right, no.
about a civil war in the United States. It's so damn good. Hoang, it
Right,
was
okay.
I yo, by the way, just before we get into Vietnam, this was crazy. I watched Civil War in Thailand just before I went back to Europe, and
Okay.
I didn't know about this because I mean I know Thailand is a monarchy, right? But
Yeah.
before the film begins, there's like a propaganda video of the king of Thailand, and it's the
Come
craziest
on.
thing ever. I
I
thought I
mean, in
was in North
those
Korea.
advertisement. No,
Yes, of the royal family of
no
the dude.
way.
Now I can
That's
say it
crazy,
because I'm not
man.
in Thailand anymore because it's like a crime if you talk shit about the the king. And I don't even think they like the king, but oh well, he's the richest king in the world, so you do not want trouble with him. But yo, the
Yeah,
propaganda before
I
the
guess
film.
this dude, he's the owner of Leicester, like the soccer club, like football
He's the
club
owner of
there in
everything.
England.
That
Like,
like
yeah, he owns
I'm not
King
kidding.
Power. He got King Power
He's
State and kind of
yeah,
this.
he's
Like,
got so damn much money. But it caught me off guard because I didn't know like there was like this propaganda stuff,
yeah.
even though it's a monarchy, right? But Cambodia and Vietnam, I think they're also semi-monarchy. There's like a name for it, so it's political,
No,
but they also have a king, right? Like the UK.
no. The
No?
In Vietnam there's no monarchy. It's
Ah,
it's just a one party system, so it's a communist country. So I would
Oh, yeah.
be quite
True
careful
stuff.
on what I the
Yeah.
what you say in
True
Vietnam
stuff.
as well.
Okay.
okay. Because Cambodian
Yeah.
is like the UK. They have a democracy, but they also have a
The,
king
yeah,
that
just as a
does.
representation right there, just as a
I think
face.
so. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
it's
so.
like
Yeah,
UK.
Ceremonial.
Yeah,
yeah.
ceremony.
Yeah,
That's it.
it's called a ceremonial figurehead.
Yeah.
Like in the UK, everyone can talk shit about the royal families, and I mean, you most likely get away with it, 99% of the time. Although I once know, do you know during the Queen's funeral,
Oh, the
on the
memes.
news, there's it. Yeah,
Yeah, the
no,
memes that came
during
out
the
of it.
Queen's funeral on the news, there was a point where a skater skated through to the well, now it's King Charles car. like
Yeah.
just in front of it, and he got tackled down by the police. I actually know that I actually know that guy, and then
So wait,
we
he
talked to him
passed.
like a couple of days
Whoa!
later.
So
Oh,
you
Yeah.
gotta do the kind of cut and do and just show up the video right now, like the dude, like I just got on YouTube
I
the
will try to
video.
find it. Oh my god, that's so funny. That's crazy.
Oh shit.
We should
Yeah.
definitely clip this.
No, he skate in like occasionally he skate at Tate a lot of the time and a High Park as well. But
Mm.
he does roller skating, so it's a little bit more the different profession. But we do talk. We don't have we talk, and he was like, yeah, I got he got hold in the cell for about I think overnight, and
Ah.
yeah, but they didn't. They charged him with something stupid like the disruption of the king's peace.
Ah, come on.
Oh my god, that's so funny. Disruption of the
Yeah,
king's peace.
yeah.
Imagine like the king just gets like annoyed by someone and he can like charge the like a barista or something with the disruption of my peace. Like
But
oh my god.
technically, because the road is closed, right? So I guess he was just skating across throughout the road. Because obviously, if you see an empty road, normal
Yeah.
skater would just kind of
He could be
yeah,
seen
So he
as a
was
threat, I
actually
guess. Yeah.
breaking, yeah, he
yeah.
was actually breaking some
Yeah.
law right there. Like he was just not like dictator, just say, hey, you're just, kind of killing my vibes. So I'll charge you because of that. Like it's nothing like
That was
close to this right now.
yeah. Oh my god. Before we continue, I still haven't introduced Hoang to our
Yeah.
listeners.
Yes.
Was my diving buddy in Thailand
Okay.
Yeah, what's up?
post dive, and I want to show you something. I want to show you that I have here. Look what I brought to Latin America with me.
Your goggles. I got
My
mine
Snorkel.
just
mask.
over there.
Okay.
Yeah, your snorkel.
Your
So
mask.
yeah, so for backstory, me and Hoang bought the same goggles, but he bought it in blue and
Yeah,
I bought it in yellow.
yeah,
It was so cute.
yeah.
But
It's
yeah, I
like
brought it because I want to do a diving trip here in July. And I want to ask you, do you have any more diving trips planned? Because I'm 100% sure you got like crazy with the diving
uh,
thing. Because I couldn't think of anything else besides the diving after I did my courses.
it was yeah, it was pretty cool. I did want to go back to maybe Thailand or the Philippines to do the next thing, but I'll save Latin America for in a couple of years.
Hmm.
Like maybe in the next 2 years for sure. But
Yeah.
I still want to travel to Asia a little bit more because I have a lot of friends in Vietnam, and then sometime they would join me. So it get because when you're traveling, you just feel sometimes you can feel a little bit isolated. You're meeting a lot of new people, you're meeting a lot of new friends,
You
but you get this like social exhaustion. Like
you do.
do you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Right?
It's like your
Yeah.
social barrier is
So
low, you know?
yeah, exactly. Like you keep on introducing yourself over and over again. You just get
Yeah.
tired of that, and you're like, yeah. I have friends. I have a lot of friends in Asia where I don't. If there's let's say if they are free and during 3 4 days, they can just join me on one of my trip, and it's pretty cool. Like you kind of recharge your social battery, but by
For
actually hanging
sure.
out with people that you actually know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
it's reconnecting as well, I would say. I
yeah,
get what you're saying, especially like the last month in Thailand. I basically did Cambodia and Thailand, and I was already
yeah.
like so annoyed by saying like the usual pep talk. Like a lot of the people they were so nice,
Well, I'm
and I always
Glare.
try
I'm
to
from
hang out.
Portugal. It's like you
Yeah,
have
yeah, yeah.
your prepaid,
Especially
like pre-ready speech for
yeah,
introducing
and the
yourself.
problem yeah, and the problem was like whenever they asked, "Oh, what are you doing in Thailand?" Then I have to like tell my story of why I'm in Thailand, which is like I'm preparing for a fight, and then I had already won the fight, and then every single time it felt like I don't know, it felt like I was talking too much of myself. I was hyping myself
Yeah,
up because like yeah, I was preparing for a fight, and then I eventually won the fight, but like saying that not once, not twice, like 10 times. It was insane. So as whenever I did a lot of pep talk and I liked the person, I always try to hang out as much with the person so I didn't have to like switch too much
Cool.
because it gets so
Yeah,
tiring, as you say.
Eh, pretty cool. It does. Yeah, sometimes it's like Guilherme, you know what? I mean, she has started to train in Muay Thai, and I will like all the time that she came to me like saying that how was the training and the practice kind of stuff. I just go to her like, yeah, do you know Guilherme? My friend Guilherme, the one that do the podcast with me, he's a champion. He's a professional Muay Thai fighter. You know, you're pretty hyped right now in Brazil, bro. You gotta come right here, and then we
Well,
can arrange a fight for you. It's like I'm
oh
doing
my
lots
God.
of marketing of you right here, man.
Thank you so much. Bro. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. But I want to fight.
you
I want to fight. I want to fight Aryan. I don't know why. I want to fight the dude.
Suddenly,
I'm
I'm
gonna.
getting all upset. I want to fight Iron. I don't know you, bro. I don't like you. I just want to fight you. And you literally don't know if he knows Muay Thai, bro.
I told him. I told him I'd go to Curitiba just to fight him. But it has to be MMA. It cannot be. It cannot be Muay Thai. It has to be
Yeah.
MMA. He said. He said yeah. No. Definitely, man. Definitely. Fuck. I want to go back to Brazil. But yeah, that's no Hong. That's a very interesting thing that you just said because I never thought about it. Like how tiring it is to reintroduce yourself and say the same story over and over, um, every single city that you're traveling. So that's why again I say I
yeah,
respect the people who do it constantly.
yeah,
And
exactly.
fuck.
I'm like, I, if I travel for about, I think a month by myself within that the month and 10 days, and I'm like, I have to reintroduce everyone that I meet through like the through let's say uh tours or like just on the street or even the I guess it,
The
yeah,
tours, the tours are so true.
yeah,
Especially in
the
Thailand,
tours,
you do like tours for everything,
yeah.
and you always like meeting new fucking people every single time. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
and so sometimes you just like you just want to hang out with people that you already the that it is nice to hang. It is nice to meet new people. It's really nice to everyone is friendly. Everyone is very energetic. But
Hmm.
I
It
do
has
think
something to do
I've
with it.
talked to other people like they have the same kind of story that after about maybe a month or two of traveling, they just feel the social exhaustion, and then some of them they just kind of want their own little space.
Yeah.
Sure.
But it's like you know you want that space for with people that you know, but yet you kind of you want to keep your own little bubble.
Yeah, no, no, I
Sometimes,
get it. I get
sometimes
it.
it's but the traveling is great. It's great seeing new places. Is amazing. Seeing the different culture and the food. Oh man, the food
Fuck.
is like food in the UK is shite. Well,
And
not.
not the immigrants' food though, the actual UK food. I always tell,
Yeah, the actual
Hong,
UK food is like
yeah, yeah, I always tell people, especially like this is gonna sound mean, but like for me at least by traveling, I have a lot of friends from the UK, right?
no, no.
But from
Mhm.
England, the people who travel from England, they're the most
On the
pretentious people
west.
in the whole world. Holy shit.
Yes, yes.
Oh my
Like
God.
honestly,
They're-
I'm kind of one of those people because I don't throughout my trip in Asia so far, I haven't really stayed in a shared dorm hostel yet. So I'm a little bit I'm a little bit of a potential. I stayed in hostels, but I don't. I like my little privacy, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And yeah,
Especially the hostels in Southeast Asia. It's like
so
85% British people, 15%
yeah.
I
other
didn't know about
nationalities.
that. I thought there
No,
was
it's
lots of Americans right there.
No,
So
no, because wrong. Like it's impossible for South Americans to go to Thailand, or it's not impossible, but it's very, very hard. It's like
yeah.
so damn expensive. You have to travel the whole world. You
Yeah,
have to
lots
go
of
either to Europe,
Europeans actually, yeah.
yeah. You have to
Lots
go
of
to
Dutch
Europe,
people,
or
right?
yeah, oh yeah, 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 yeah. A lot of Germans and Dutch for sure,
Germans
but
and
yeah,
Dutch.
yeah, I still think I don't know why. There's a lot. Depends also on the place, right?
Yeah.
But from my own experience, especially in Cambodia, Jesus, if I met a Dutch person and a German person, that would be like a party.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. I mean, I know a girl right here. She's Brazilian, and I don't know what the hell she was doing right there in Vietnam and Thailand. And she actually is married right now with a Dutch guy that she has met in Thailand or Vietnam. I don't know which country was it. And I just end up knowing that there are lots of Dutch right there in this specific region right there doing I don't know what.
Funnily
Oh yeah,
enough,
the
fun,
Yeah,
yeah, funnily enough, the first no, the second night that I was in Koh Samui when I arrived, I went straight to a Dutch party because I met a Dutch guy in like like a beach, but it was like a cafe on the beach. And then I saw him like just hanging out on his laptop. So I just went to have like some conversation with him. And he said like tonight there's gonna be a Dutch party. The good thing is that I lived in Amsterdam, so I can relate to a lot of Dutch people.
yeah.
And it was like the funnest thing ever. It was so fun. It was like a house in Samui, like a big
Yeah, it's
house,
very
and
random,
it was
very
like
random.
just Dutch people.
Like you're
So
in
random.
Thailand, and then someone just show up to you. Hey, let's go to a Dutch party. Let's
Yeah, yeah,
sounds
yeah.
yeah,
sounds
that's
insane.
That's why I believe in fucking destiny, right? Like, come on, like, yes,
Yeah,
it is random, right? But at the same time, it's like on that day, on
yeah,
that night, it's
that's the
you know,
universe, bro. I do believe
yeah,
in destiny and universe, like energies from the universe, like totally.
yeah. It feels like we're gonna transition to like a coffin type talk with the chakra, third eye
Yeah.
chakra. It's so funny. All right, let's go back to Vietnam. Let's go
Let's
back to
go. Let's
Vietnam.
go
yeah.
back.
All right, Hoang, you were just in
So
Vietnam. What did you travel? I forgot where you went. So you went to Hanoi,
The
right?
no,
capital.
so
Or
my last
what you mean?
I just stayed in this time I went to Mui, which is the down south of Ho Chi Minh City, and
Mm.
then after that I went to I went to Koh Tao, and then I went back to I went to Hoi An first,
Ah,
and then
that
I
was
went
it.
to Koh Tao. Yeah, so Hoi An is the old capital, and it's really nice. Like I think the best thing about the Vietnam, ideally, is the food. Like you, the I mean, you've been to the Vietnamese restaurant around the
Yeah,
world, and you seem like you really enjoy
Bro, I
Vietnamese
love
food.
your food. I love
But
like
your
if
it's
you
food.
go, we went,
it's crazy when I tell you like I like food from Thailand, right? I used to eat it every day,
yeah,
but let's
mhm,
not compare Thai food and Vietnamese food. Vietnamese food is so damn much better.
It is, bro.
In terms of variety, like
yeah,
Thai food is amazing, right? But every every single food feels the same, tastes kind of the same because they use like the same
exactly,
ways to make the food. You know, just
yeah,
change like the
mhm,
protein. Maybe it's like not chicken, but it's like crispy pork or whatever. But Vietnamese food, that last restaurant I went in Thailand was actually that one from Vietnam,
yeah. You
and
have
I
bánh
looked at
xèo,
my oh my god, I ordered like
yeah.
everything on the menu, and I looked at the table and I was like, this is variety. Like every single piece of food has
It looks different.
a different flavor, looks
And
different.
different taste. Yeah, it tastes different, like
Yes.
from
Although
each places.
there's a very similarity between the Thai and Vietnamese food. Like they uses a lot of fish sauce. So
Mm.
the in Vietnam you tend to use this fish sauce as condiment, whereas in Thailand they kind of incorporate it within the dish itself, like the papaya salad, the the pad thai, the pad khao mau, the pad siu. They
Yeah,
all use
everything
this
is fish
kind
sauce.
of yeah.
Yeah.
But everything is incorporated. But in Vietnam, you have the fish sauce incorporated, but you also have like the different
Mm.
regions have different flair, spices and flavors that they incorporate into their own dish. So that's pretty cool. You have like I don't know depending on where you go, you have different type of like noodle soup dishes that taste similar but not really like they have the distinctive taste. It's
Mm.
hard to explain. You have to try it in order to know it. But
Yeah, the pho, you can have like pho that's like it tastes completely different from one restaurant to
so
another, and it has like different
so
stuff.
yeah. So I would compare the pho to a hamburger.
Yeah.
of the United States. So it's like it's very generic. But why not
Okay.
have instead of having a hamburger, you can have like a pulled pork burger. You can have the ribs. You can have the I don't know a
Like
tacos. It's
Yeah.
basically the same. It's basically the same
Also
kind of
chicken sometimes, like lots of
yeah. It's
animals,
basically
like
the same kind of concept, but it's not there's a lot of flexibility that you
okay.
can have pho itself. It actually the reference to the noodles. The
Mm.
specific thick noodles is pho. So you can technically say that the pad thai noodles is also a type of pho because
Oh,
we also have yeah.
so do you
Mm.
have like a specific thing for
Yeah,
saying that this is a that's the
yeah.
plate? Oh,
So
okay,
yeah.
okay.
So the like this thick the thick the noodles that you have in first like it's like mildly thin, tiny the mildly thick. It's not too thin, too thick. It's like a good balance of texture, and then you have the vermicelli, which is bone, which is basically the same thing, but just cut down into the smaller strip.
Oh,
And you also have bánh canh, which is very thick, the very thick noodles that you eat it with soup. They people usually have that in the morning. Um, but there's loads of variety of noodle soup that you can do. In Hanoi, there's it's Phở John, which is actually a variation of it's like pad thai broken down pad thai where
Oh.
you eat yeah it's but you don't stir fry it. You eat it the you like chicken pad thai but it's broken down into its thing and then you kind of do everything yourself in the on the table. It's
Ah,
pretty cool.
yes. So
Yes, Phở
that's
John.
something interesting about food from Vietnam. You basically
Yeah,
assemble your food. So they give you
yeah,
like it's so funny. They give you like the
yeah.
parts of the food, and then you
Uh-huh.
end up assembling. I remember when
Yeah.
I had, I forgot the name, but
Bánh xèo.
uh,
Yeah, they give you
no,
lettuce. No.
yes,
Yeah.
but it was not a name. It was the one with meatballs.
The one with meatballs.
Yeah, it's
Is it
very
bánh cuốn?
no. It had another name. But oh well, they basically gave me the meatballs.
Yeah.
I think it was already in the sauce, but then the noodles came separately, and the lettuce, the salad came separately, and then I had another dish that belonged to the main dish that also came separately. So then I had always to dip the noodles in the sauce of the meatballs, eat it,
okay.
eat the meatballs, and then also dip the lettuce in the sauce, which is amazing. And then also the other plate, dip it as well in the sauce because it's
Yeah.
not. It's the sauce itself is a dipping sauce, but it's also
Yeah.
where the meatballs are in. So
Oh,
it's
okay, so
it's
yeah,
so
it's probably bánh cuốn.
Bang
It's
bang.
like bánh cuốn. So it's but you get little was it the black fungus
oh
and
fuck.
yeah, you get little black fungus and thing and it's like rice roll, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to Google
Yeah,
it,
Yeah, it's
but
yeah.
rice roll, and you eat it with a bowl of like fish sauce dipping sauce, which can also contain meatballs.
Yeah. I was trying to find. Yeah. It was something like it. All I know is that buncha. I think it was buncha.
Oh yeah,
buncha.
munja. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
buncha.
yeah,
Yeah. It
munja.
was buncha, but it was like a variety because it had like other things that I
Yeah,
could also dip.
yeah,
It was just so good. And to hit one thing more on that restaurant that I went, I was caught off guard because the lady was like an older lady and she spoke to me in French, and that's when I found out that Vietnam was an ex-French colony that I had no
yeah.
idea. That's why they have like the baguettes and that kind of stuff as well, the
Banh
bread
mi.
at least. Yeah,
Yeah.
the banh mi's. Oh my God.
Like, but the thing
Probably,
is
I
that
would say probably the best sandwich in the world. Fuck.
okay, the banh mi is
Tell me.
actually just bread in Vietnamese. It just means bread
Okay.
by itself. There's
Oh yeah?
no
Oh
yeah.
shit.
So
It doesn't
translation,
actually
different translation.
yeah.
It's like naan,
It
I
doesn't
guess.
equate to
It's like
yeah
naan in India. Like
yeah
it's the
exactly
bread, but then
yeah
yeah, but then it's like people, yeah.
Yeah.
Just have it like
So
stuffed with stuff as well.
no, but in the UK, like you want to order a naan, you have a naan, right? But
Yeah.
if you talk to an English to a foreign person and you say I want a banh mi, they would expect you to have a banh mi with all the
With
fillings.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. But in if you say in Vietnamese, the language itself is like you have a banh mi and it's just a loaf of bread. That's it. So
Okay,
that's
That I didn't
I
know.
got you. I got you.
bánh mì itself is actually just a pronunciation. Is just say a loaf of bread. So Vietnam is a very Vietnamese itself is a very broken down language where everything have to have an additive on it. So like you have different type of bánh mì like bánh mì kẹp thịt or bánh mì kẹp pate, which is like
Mm.
pate bánh mì, the meat bánh mì. It's when people talk about, oh yeah, I want to go have some banh mi, it's
I
Just
mean,
have some bread.
it's a to a
I mean,
Vietnamese
it's
person, it just sounds like, yeah, it just sounds like, oh yeah, I just want to go get some bread.
okay.
It's like,
Okay.
yeah, so you can say a loaf of bread in a supermarket is also banh mi.
So
Okay.
how
But
so if you want to go to like one of those corner restaurants and get like the banh mi
The
meal,
banh
how do you
mi.
say it?
they won't understand you. It's fine because you're the like
Okay, because
But
it's
what if I
already the
was from
compass.
Vietnam?
Yeah,
What if I
it's
was from
already
Vietnam?
when you're in the
yeah.
restaurant, it does works. It's like a word that works in different places as different things. Like
Yeah.
for if you're in the restaurant,
Um.
okay, they'll bring you the dish, and then if you're in the at the shop, they'll just give you bread, like not stuffing
Yeah.
bread,
Exactly. Like
not stuffing.
but it's just bread. But
Yeah,
you have but banh mi is like a global phenomenon where
Yeah.
everyone just associate banh mi now with with bread and different fillings, and you just assume that yeah, it's you just get all this filling in it. So
Yeah.
the socially, like because of all these videos on the on YouTube or the notoriously is just that's it. But Vietnam have so many other different food as well. There's from north to south. Yeah, you can go all the way, and then you wouldn't even feel even have half of it.
The
It's
variety is
it's
crazy.
yeah,
Is
variety is
I wanted
crazy.
to ask, the Vietnamese language, it's more like inspired by the Chinese language, right? Than from like Cambodia and Thailand. Like is
Um,
or because I don't know how the alphabet looks, but is it like the
yeah, ABC.
letters
So it's Roman it's a Roman alphabet.
it's
Roman
Roman. Yeah,
alphabet?
yeah, it's
Yeah.
Roman. Yeah.
Oh,
So
really? That I
it
didn't
uses
know.
a b c, and every vowel have I think about seven accents. So you have A E I O U and Y, and you have accents on the accents on it. So each each vowel will have seven different accents.
That's interesting.
So
See, I didn't know that. But because like
that
Cambodia, I think was also like a French colony, but
mhm.
they do have their like alphabet thing. But now,
Okay.
yeah, Vietnam doesn't.
Yeah,
It's
but
like Roman.
Vietnam is like it's like an in between country where everything is kind of bombarded within it. Like from the food to to the culture to the language to itself,
Yeah.
it doesn't have its own kind of raw identity, but yet it's able to keep to have its own charm and uniqueness. So in between, it's not like Thailand where you have this own thing, but Vietnam is like a concoction of everything, the west from Western culture
Yeah.
to Eastern culture in but mumble up into one thing. So
Yeah, it's an Asian melting pot. Lots of
yeah.
cultures inside the country. Like the same happens right here in Brazil.
Mhm.
Like even though we have, we do speak Portuguese, which is a different language right here in South America, but we still like we are a melting pot, like receiving culture for all around the world. So yeah,
Yeah, I was still so caught off guard with the French.
Yeah.
yeah,
It's
that's a crazy information, man. I
it's
didn't know.
it's just crazy, like because like imagine you not knowing, right? And then an older like Vietnamese lady speaks to you in like fluent French, and you're like,
Yeah,
wait, what?
what the fuck is going on? Yeah,
What?
Yeah,
Because
it's just
I guess because it's so different, right? Like Vietnamese and French, it's unexpected, and but
Yeah.
it's so cool. And I wanted to ask you, Hong, like, is it common? Because I know it's only like mostly from the south, but is it still common to like hear older people speak French or no?
Not, I mean, throughout my travels, I didn't really met anyone that actually speak fluent French
Oh,
anymore. So I think a lot of people just who's living in Vietnam just kind of speak Vietnamese, especially the older generation. The younger ones, they starting to learn. A lot of people, they imported English into the curriculum of maybe about 15, 20 years ago.
Okay.
So
mm,
they start a lot younger will start to understand English, but because they don't really use it, they don't really use it that often. They kind of start losing um, losing the whole losing the things that they learned for in school. Like I used to learn French when I was in school. I don't remember anything from French.
yeah.
uh,
I think it was
yeah,
only
it's
like if you were like at the time where like you
yeah,
had to speak French, right? That's why like it
yeah,
was like an
exactly.
older lady, like old, like 70 something. So that's
Yeah,
probably
so
why.
I guess at a time when you have to communicate in French, or maybe during the war, do you? And I remember that's like over nearly two generation now, or maybe three, 4 generations. It's like 100 years ago, so it's not
Yeah,
really.
it's a really long time
Yeah,
ago. But your grandparents then, when they were at school, they were fully learning
no,
French? No,
no,
not even though.
no,
Okay.
no. I don't think my grandparents even went to school for that went to school for that long
Okay.
because like school wasn't really a thing. They kind of lived through the war, so they didn't really have much, and like schools,
Yeah,
all the main cities were getting bombed. So really, there was no,
sure.
yeah,
Man, it's still crazy to me that like people from Vietnam were able to win against Americans who are like
Yeah.
regarded as like having the greatest weapons, the greatest intelligence, and then the Vietnamese just start building tunnels and like booby traps,
yeah,
and
that's
they
right.
just got like the Americans with booby traps. It's so crazy to me. Oh, can you is it possible to do tours like around the tunnels
Yes,
or not?
there's Gucci Tunnel. I think that's run somewhere in the south of Vietnam. You can go. Phu Quoc also have
Mm.
have tours as well, but now it's becoming very touristic and expensive. Like comparing to
Okay.
Vietnam, Phu Quoc is like I don't know, Phu Quoc is like UK almost UK prices. You know,
Come
like
on,
let's say
really?
Phu Quoc is like almost Belfast prices. Where okay, yeah, yeah. So it's not like it's not like London, but things are still so. I mean, I guess you can compare it to Fukuoka to the Koh Tao.
Mm.
It's like
Oh
the
yeah,
Koh
yeah, yeah.
Tao, but not as like not as young. Like you don't have like the people, yeah, young people in their 20s going there that often. You have travelers, right? But
Mm.
not as much as
Yeah,
like
it's like more
Koh.
older people right now going there,
Yeah,
right?
not
Yeah,
And
it's
not real like
enjoying
the
like
backpackers.
resorts and
Yeah.
yeah.
yeah. So you get the in between, right? You get the backpackers, but you also
Okay.
get the people who like go there for the
The leisure
Yeah, like
and
a
retire
leisure.
it. Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah
yeah, yeah.
Retire it
leisure
before.
holiday.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's but the majority of Vietnam facilitate to the people who they
It's
try
like
to
Algarve,
upscale
Guy.
everything.
It's the Vietnamese Algarve. Like Algarve, that lots of old people going there for leisure. Yeah.
Yeah, basically,
There,
basically. An expensive
also
one.
young people. There are also young people, but the demographic is like is a touristic
It's in
spot
between. Yeah.
rather than an adventure spot. You know,
Yeah.
Okay.
I
you
I,
have
I
these
was gonna say, yeah, I was gonna say like I think Vietnam is a bit better in terms of like not having them. It has luxury travel, right? But in comparison to
yeah.
Thailand, it's way less.
Hmm.
It's more like it has. At least I see it a bit of more of having more of like the backpacker feel,
Yeah,
than having like
definitely.
the luxury feel. And I wanted to ask, is there also a culture of like so to preface a little bit in Thailand? you know that there's that culture of like the UK 50-year-old retirees going there to get a Thai girl and then just spending their retirement there. Is
Oh
it
yeah, the
also?
it's not as common, but yes,
Mm,
I do see that happening. Like in Ho Chi Minh City, I do see like very old, like 60, 70 years old,
Rich
um,
guy.
the walking
rich guy.
wallets, that's what
Were
I call them.
yeah, were yeah, the walking wallets with well, I was coming home. No, we were walking through the street after because my friend got ticket to the premiere, so she's the head um she's the head principal of of a school. So I think one of her student gave her like tickets to the premiere, and she's like, oh yeah, let's go. Um, so I was walking past and I saw this really old guy, probably about in his 80s, 90s, maybe. Like he have a walking stick, and this like this girl, Asian girl, like the hair dyed blonde, like really the her body was definitely constructed, you know.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Lots of silicones
um
involved. Lots of,
Yes, lots of
surgeries.
this. Yeah, exactly. And she was like holding him. I wasn't sure like if it was me, but then there's a few situations where I see that happening.
I
Come
didn't
on,
want to
Hong.
Uh,
Don't be
be.
blind about
yeah,
the love, bro. Maybe she
yeah.
was in love with him, bro. In love with the green things
But it's not.
that
Man,
he got.
Yeah,
my football group, I never said anything, but like my football group in Koh Samui was like
hmm,
mainly like the guys of like above 50, divorced, who are married
True.
to a Thai girl.
True.
I
It's so
mean,
funny because in Latin America is the opposite from what I see, at least here in Chile, where I see Western girls actually move into Chile to marry Chilean guys.
really,
It's like the opposite.
it's the
Yeah,
entire
so
opposite.
the Western girls come here. Maybe I mean Brazil. I don't know if
Ah,
it happens that much, but
nah, it
here in
doesn't, bro.
Chile, and it doesn't.
No, it happens a lot, like Brazilian
In
girls
Argentina and in Chile, it happens a lot.
marrying with
In
Americans,
Argentina and Chile.
like, but now with
Ah,
Western people.
yeah. Um, yeah, I don't know if Brazil like girls to guys happen a lot, but like as I said, Argentina and Chile, so many girls from Australia, New Zealand, the US, they come here and they marry like so guys from Venezuela, from Chile, from
Yeah, it
Argentina who are
does.
living
It
here.
does.
So
Of course,
it's
but from
so he's
states, not from the
that's the thing.
West.
Like a girl from
Maybe from
the
the
Western
East. Sorry.
culture, like Europe or America, I never saw like a girl like that marry like or like date a guy from Southeast Asia, right?
The opposite.
Did
Yeah.
you ever see that happen, Hong? Like
Mm.
a Western girl date a guy from Southeast Asia in Southeast Asia.
Um, I
It
see.
doesn't happen that often, right?
It doesn't happen that often because I think the Asian guy have a stipulation of like being very nerdy, very thing, and it's not an attractive trait to them. Like it's socially distracting. That, but I'm seeing it more and more now. I mean,
It's
it have
it's just interesting, right? It's interesting
yeah,
because like
yeah,
the guys all go for the girls in Southeast Asia, but from my
yeah,
experience here in Latin America, in Chile and Argentina, the girls go for the guys. So they all move here to be with the guys, and the guys are Latin America. But in Southeast Asia, it's the opposite. It's like the guys
yeah.
go for the girls, and they all move
Yeah,
there.
sure. But we are not
It's
closing the door for you for South American girls,
no,
Hong. You can
there is.
definitely come right here, and then you're gonna get a Brazilian girl for sure. If you come to Carnival, then that's going to be easier.
Oh, that's the easiest. I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. In Brazil, yeah,
When is
you'll get it.
Carnival usually?
It's in
February,
When is
February.
Carnival?
February.
yeah,
February.
February.
February,
Yeah.
Yeah,
like
that's probably a
early.
good month to go, but maybe
Sounds like a
maybe next
plan. Sounds like a
maybe
plan.
next
Hoang
year.
Hoang wants to move to Brazil. To our listeners, if y'all haven't caught
Yeah.
up. uh,
my My friend been to Brazil before. She said it's really nice, but apparently she stayed somewhere near a favela. So it's
Oh,
quite
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
sketchy.
I think it was one of her Airbnb, and it's quite sketchy. And she started hearing the like gunshot like
Gunshots, yeah. So
oh
maybe she
Yeah.
yeah,
was
I mean,
not in a good
the
favela close to not in a good one. Because there are good ones, right
yeah,
here.
yeah, what I was gonna say is that the most dangerous part about the favelas is not even inside the favela. It's like the openings of the favela. It's
Yeah.
like the
hmm
entrances.
Yeah.
So it's safer for her to be like inside the favela itself instead of like close to the entrance. I mean, John can say if I'm wrong or not, but
No, so
usually
I
it's
mean
the entrances.
she
Kind of. I
booked it
mean,
into
like the problem is that when there are like police invasion and the favela,
mhm.
so then the fire, like they start firing to each other, and then somebody that can be in the street or passing by, they can get shot. Like we call it like the lost bullet shot when
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
happening some riots at the favela, and then you got shot by not addressed bullet. And
yeah. It's
yeah, that's the worst part of those conflicts inside the favela. But the worst is
Yeah.
definitely like when there is no conflict. The worst is at the street, like when you can get an assault kind of stuff, get robbed by people like with guns.
Yeah.
Because in the favela, actually, it's very safe for
mhm.
not getting robbed. I mean,
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
yeah,
a
but that's
crossfire basically.
the like is that what's kind of keeps people because a lot when people when they start traveling they will go to the South America, sorry, the Southeast Asia first, right? Because it's
yeah,
like
It's
most
yeah,
of the
it's
countries
safer. But
yeah, yeah,
another comparison, which is very interesting. I see it also as nationalities. So the English people, they all go to Southeast Asia, right? It's
yeah,
very uncommon to see British people here in South America because they all think
really,
on that mindset. It's like it's way more
yeah.
like dangerous, like the guns and the robberies and stuff. But then, for example, the
You have
Swedish
the
and
more
Norwegian
Americans.
people, yes, and Americans, they all come to Latin America instead of going to Southeast Asia. Um, Even though it's like in their mind, yes, Southeast Asia is in fact more safer, but I think it's the thrill of being in South America and also maybe the culture they're more
Yeah,
into. I think Spanish
but
is also
then
easier to learn to travel
yeah, but
around.
then in America you already have like gun laws, so they're not they're not they kind of grew up with guns and they kind of get accustomed to it, right? But
Yeah, but
in the UK, like you can go throughout your life and never hold a gun in your life
yeah,
ever.
yeah,
Yeah,
but
like
I
the
just see it with like the Swedish and Norwegian because it's very interesting to me how they always prefer to come to Latin America instead of Southeast Asia. I mean, I did meet Norwegian people in Bangkok, but most of the time they all come
not
here.
many.
Yeah, not many go there, and it's very interesting. And they always tell me because I asked those two Norwegians, they were also young, so they hadn't traveled that much. But here, the ones that I met, they all just said, "Yeah, I mean, Southeast Asia is cool, but it's way too touristic. We just prefer to go for like big hikes
Okay, yeah,
and big adventures, I guess." I think it all
yeah,
comes down to that. I'm not saying like British people are lazy, but I feel like the
it
Norwegian and
is.
the Swedish just
Yeah,
maybe just prefer to have like big adventures like the Machu Picchu stuff or like the whatever, here the Patagonia there's like so many. Same with Central America. I think that's more yeah. And also Southeast Asia is easier to travel. Like you can
definitely.
buy trips
Oh my,
everywhere. It's so much
uh-huh.
easier.
Oh my God, Vietnam is like it's exceptionally easy easy to travel. Like although there's no public transport, the do you know how in Thailand you have everything just move through central Bangkok and you have to book everything in advance. And the people who the people they're like if you don't have a ticket you're not coming in kind of thing.
Yeah.
In Vietnam is a total opposite, right? It's
Oh yeah.
like even if you don't have a ticket, you can still go on. It will sell you the ticket on the spot. They're more
yeah. The same
inclined
happens here
to do
in
things for you.
Brazil.
They're,
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
the same
less
happens here.
restrict, huh? That I
like
didn't know
it's
actually. Wow.
yeah. So I think, but somewhat in Thailand, it does follow the British way of doing things. Like there's rules, regulations, step by step. Where do you know
Mm.
how you traveling around in Thailand from one island to other? You have like you don't only have one options, right?
Yeah.
The both by the Lamporia, that's
Yeah,
how I
yeah,
got to
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Bangkok to Koh Tao. Yeah, it's like everyone is shuffling into from one single bus. Even if you get a VIP seating, you still share everything with with everyone else. But in Vietnam, if you travel, let's say from I don't know, from Ho Chi Minh City to Da Nang, you can take. I mean, that's 8 hours. You can take the train, or if let's say if you go somewhere closer, like Nha Trang, you have the different variety of options. You have buses that you share with people. You have limos that you kind of book with a group of people, or
Yeah,
you can or have overnight cabins. Yeah,
it's less of a monopoly, I think. And it's
yeah, it's
I think
yeah,
it's
definitely.
I'm not sure if it's like a cause of like monarchy in Thailand, but it's yeah, there's like a more Jesus, my camera just overheated.
Oh no.
It's
Yeah.
warm right
Okay,
there.
give me continue to talk. I'm just going to substitute the
Yeah.
battery.
So yeah, Hung, like, are you into sports, bro? Like before we started our conversation, you were mentioning skating boarding. Like right here in this podcast, we
Um,
talks lots about sports and kind of stuff.
Great. Yeah, I don't. I'm into longboarding, right? I've been longboarding for about actually 6 years now. But for the last 3 years, I'm kind of on and off because a year and a half, 2 years, 2 years about I spent all of my time traveling, and then when I'm back, I'm like full time working. So sometimes I work 6 to 7 days a week. So I'm like, I don't really have time for it. Although I do, when I'm in London, I do try to spend my weekend just skating with the community. Like we have a really in a summer we have a really big community.
Okay.
I can't. We also run competition, but it's not like skateboarding where everything is street based. We have the longboarding is very community based,
Yeah,
so
yeah, like you just
it's a
go like
smaller
you go with
yeah,
each other like with lots of
yeah.
people on the same road. Yeah, I know. It's
And
pretty cool.
funny enough,
I
it's
mean it's
yeah,
safer. I mean, it's safer and
no,
easier.
it's but the thing is, it's not just longboarding, as in just you cruise. It's the longboard freestyle and dance, so you can still do tricks on a longboard, and there's the different communities everywhere. Like, do you have a community in Vietnam? You funny enough, I when I went to Kuala Lumpur for that was my first destination, flying from the UK to Kuala Lumpur. I met the community, the longboarding community here, the community there over there, and like everyone is really friendly. And I think if you have a sport that is like known for its worldwide popularity, but it's still a very close community, and not like the not too huge like skateboarding. So if you do skateboarding, you just yes, you can find yourself like a community, but then I find that a lot of skateboarders they kind of just skate by themselves or
Sure.
do one or two things. Yeah,
It's
but
Yeah,
like
that's the
longboarding,
vibes.
surfing.
That's the
I
vibes. Yeah.
think
Yeah, that's the
like in
vibes.
like with surfing, for example, I think like you also go to a place where there's other surfers,
yeah,
but a lot of the
exactly. It's
times
like
you still like surf by yourself because it's like an individual
yeah,
sport.
yeah, exactly.
Skateboarding is like probably the same.
And
Like
also
maybe
you
you do
got
talk.
longboard on surfing as well.
Yeah,
So it's the same
Yeah,
vibes. Same vibes.
yeah.
Like when you just want to go there and cruise and
yeah.
kind of stuff.
So
But still, I mean,
yeah,
I didn't know there was like kind of way to doing tricks with the longboard
yeah. No,
or skating
you can
longboard.
definitely do tricks. To do tricks on a longboard. I can do kickflips on a longboard.
Wow.
Hmm.
So you can
It's harder.
uh, it's it is
Yeah,
harder, but it's
because
also
it's
the same
heavier. It's
principle.
heavier.
not as you think. Like you can, but when like if you get the right momentum, you just
All
pop the
right.
tail and do exactly the same motion as as a kickflip on a skateboard. But obviously, it's just a little bit heavier. Like ollies and stuff is where it's heavy. But the way that they made these balls now, the tails are very symmetrical. So they're long, but then the tail is symmetrical and they're easier to pop. So and they just feel pretty light. So it's quite cool.
Okay.
I
Oh,
yeah, I like the community. Like the longboarding community is like one of the best in the just that is close, but it's like it's very open to people, and they everyone is open to meet new people, and it's cool. It's
I like to see like the longboarders do the thing with the ramps. Like it's like that like the hole that you just go around the hole with the longboard. I don't know how it's called, but
uh
basically like
oh yeah,
like
the
the
bowl
bike part.
the
Yes,
the I
yes.
think that's more that's more surf skating. Like longboard is the longboarding is too long to
To do
go through
that.
that. Like
Okay.
if you caught like if you go down in the wrong direction, your tail just catch. So we tend to skate flatland. So anywhere like big, flat, and smooth, like it's perfect.
Hmm.
So in London we have the North Greenwich Docks, which is kind of overlooking it's perfect. It's like I have lots of pictures. Let me just show you.
Okay.
I also want to
Uh,
ask you because I hadn't asking you
yeah.
yet. Do you when you're in Vietnam, because of course you know you have you do know how to speak Vietnamese, but you also have like a very British English. Do Vietnamese people expect you to speak Vietnamese, or when they look at you, they will speak
No,
in you in English?
they will. Depend on where I go. If I go through like a touristic spot, they will always speak to me in English first, right?
Uh,
Before I
yeah.
tell them like
Yeah.
the em biết nói tiếng Việt. Then they will they will start speaking to me in Vietnamese. But again, my Vietnamese is like very. It's you can still, although I'm fluent, I can speak both languages and like quite fluently. But my Vietnamese is a very, you can tell that I'm a foreigner, right? I don't
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I haven't, yeah.
It happened. I heard it happens a lot
It's not up to
with the
dated, let's
kids
say.
from Chinese parents when they learn like Chinese Mandarin in international school,
Yeah,
and the accent is very like um uh not basic, but it's very like molded, like a mold. There's no like
yeah.
we
This
know like for example in Beijing they have like a very like accent from there,
From
and like other
Beijing.
cities they have
yeah,
like their
Yeah.
own
exactly,
accents.
yeah. The
It'd be the
same,
same. I mean Lisbon. I'd say the same Portuguese, but I feel like the mold Portuguese is from Lisbon. So if I
mhm.
heard someone talk Portuguese like with the mold, I'd say yeah they're
You
from
already know
Lisbon.
that they're from Lisbon. Yeah.
Yeah, but like in languages like Vietnamese or Chinese, when there's a bit more pronunciation, I feel like you know like oh he learned in like an international school,
Yeah.
not like living in a city from the country.
Yeah, so yeah, that definitely in Vietnam, there's like for the accent varies from north to south. So you have the northern accent, which is a bit more heavier, and then you have the middle accent, which is very pungent. It's like and there's different ways there's different dialects that it uses, right? So I mean you can talk about languages Vietnamese languages for hours, and you still wouldn't cover half of it. But
Hmm.
the everyone have their own dialect, and everyone uses different word in different regions for different things. So like it's a very simple language, but yet very complex.
Yeah,
Okay.
In a
yeah.
way, that it's just the accent. So okay, I have friends who are in the south, and they wouldn't be able to understand people from who live in the middle. Like
Hmm.
the south, the north and the south can't understand each other, but then if you live in the middle, and they tend to,
I
it's
understand.
uh it's a whole entire kind of manifestation. It doesn't congeal within it doesn't mix between the two north and south. The south is what the accent is always very happy, very melodic. But the north is like very just strong, punching straight to the point.
Steve.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
It like
And
I would say like the south goes more towards like Thailand or Cambodia, and like the north goes more towards like China. Like
Yeah,
the way
China. Yeah,
they
yeah.
say things
So
probably.
it's very
so there is
pungent.
a
It's very
meaning.
straight to the point. It's very
Okay.
yeah.
Oh, that's
And
interesting.
Huang, like by the way, like we didn't ask you, like how's your background? Like, I mean, have you been raised right there in the UK, or you've moved as a kid to the UK? Tell you
I
my
moved.
our
Yeah.
listeners your story.
Okay. Okay. I was born. I was actually born in Hong Kong, in a camp. And
Okay.
my parents was in a refugee camp. That's where I was born. We got let out, went back to Vietnam. Lived there for until I was about 7. Then I moved. We then moved to the UK. And now I lived in London for most of my life. Then I went to uni in like North England.
Okay.
As Huddersfield. So it's in between Manchester and Leeds. So like I wanted to go to
Yeah.
the middle of nowhere, and then after about so 4 years. So it's about 3 years undergraduate with a placement year. That's 4 years, one gap year, and a master's. So after that, I moved back down to London. Worked for about for 5 years, and then I'm like, fuck it, I just want to go traveling. So now I'm like, oh yeah, I found a suitable role. I'm like, okay, I can work for a couple of months and I can travel for a couple of months. So it's
Okay.
yeah,
The best balance, man. The best
Best
yeah,
balance.
balance. Yeah.
it's a good balance. But the thing is, when I'm back up in the UK, I have to work. Like I work like
So yeah, so it's
6 days a
lame.
week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So but it pays off because I'm like, okay, when I'm the I can save up now, and then I can go traveling, explore these places, and I don't have to, skimp out on stuff. I don't have to worry about finances. I'm out of debt, so I have no. I mean, I have my car finance, but then that's the only debt that I really have. No student
Yeah.
debt, so that's
That's that's the craziest thing. Like us, like
yeah.
European Union people, we don't understand because we don't have like debt. But then like the UK shares like the same, not absolutely the same as the US or Australia, but
Uh,
you still have to pay
perfect.
like a lot of money for college.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Whereas
Mhm.
like in Portugal, it's a fixed price
Yeah.
for
Yeah,
bachelor's
and
degrees.
Germany,
Yeah, in Germany
yeah,
and like obviously like Scandinavia, it's for free and they even give you money. Yeah, it's a
Scholarships
crazy
for everybody.
concept.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that you have to pay so much money to study.
yeah. But
It's so stupid.
you know what? Some people, a lot, like most of my friends in Asia are international students, so people still pay a lot of money just to. A lot of them, they just kind of they come here just to get the certificate saying they went to a uni in the UK. They
Really?
don't really need it in the yeah, they didn't really need it in Vietnam. They just have needed like the status is a Vietnam. They still care, but they still kind of follow the Korean standard where they care about the the
The
educational status.
the yeah the
Yeah,
background of the place that you studied
yeah,
at. Again, like something in European Union that most of the countries they don't
yeah,
care. It's
yeah.
it's it's very like it's oh my god, the word is hard to pronounce, but it's hierarchical. The it's very like status, like oh like
Hierarchy. Yeah.
yeah, hierarchy, right? It's like if
Hierarchy.
you have a lot of money, of course you can go to a good college. It's not just the grades,
Uh-huh.
it's being able to pay for it.
Yeah, it's
And then it's like
privilege.
a job saying, "Oh, we don't accept people from this university. I'm sorry. You're
Yeah, that's
like
crazy.
below our
Yeah.
line." It's so stupid. so
That's
stupid.
crazy.
But I'm sure it's like improving, of course. Uh,
Yeah,
but yeah,
in in Vietnam, it's like as long as you go to a university abroad, you just seem more valuable than
hmm,
everyone
Then it
else who
wants
haven't
that.
been. Yeah, so it's still kind of like a status symbol, like you your parent. But then again, a lot of the jobs that a lot of the bigger companies jobs or higher paying jobs that you get in Vietnam, you like it runs the let's say it just runs within the family. Okay,
Okay.
so the yeah, yeah.
oh for sure.
But Hung,
Um,
like I mean, growing up, have you traveled like on vacation to Vietnam, like while you were there living in the UK, like with your family or?
Growing up, I've been back. So the last time I've been back was maybe when I was 17, 18. So, but then I've been back last year and then this year. So literally twice. And about four last year September. That's when I really kind of like just go traveling by myself, just like booking things. I mean, 16, 17, 18, I couldn't really do much. I just had kind of stick around with my family.
mhm.
But now that I have a little bit more, flexibility, more freedom, I
Do you,
can.
yeah, I was gonna ask, do your parents have like a home there, or do you when you
Yeah.
went like, oh, that's super
So
nice.
So yeah,
still got
I
parents there as well. Like I mean, like
no,
No,
family,
no,
my
they
more or
parents.
when
less. Oh, your parents there, but you got family right there. I mean, like relatives.
I have my grandmothers
Okay,
in Vietnam. But before then, they would to visit the UK quite often. They go here like more maybe once or twice, like once every 2 years ish,
okay.
right? So yeah, but I still have my grandma. I still have my grandmothers uh, in Vietnam. I My family is from Haiphong, which is about 2 hours drive from Hanoi. If
Mm.
you know where Hanoi is, right? It's right
Yeah,
at the top, and then Haiphong
the
is a
capital,
port
yeah.
city. Yeah, the Haiphong is a port city on the right
Oh, here,
of
yeah, I see it.
yeah on the
Oh,
east of yeah.
oh, this is where those like island tours, like the more well known, no, the island tours
So it's
or
like
no?
do you know where the Halong Bay is? The like the one of the world wonders apparently. Yeah,
Ah, yeah, yeah, yeah,
Halong Bay, Cat Ba. It's still in the Haiphong province, but
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Haiphong city is where my I we just we grew. Well, I grew up a little bit outside of the Haiphong city.
That's very
Yeah.
cool.
So we
I like
still
it.
have they still have a house there. My grandmother from my dad's side and my grandmother from my mom's side are still living there. They just, I mean, they don't really want to move anywhere else.
I can imagine that. Did you do the Hajing loop already or
I haven't, no, I haven't done that yet. I'm still waiting. The last time I was so in September I went to uh I flew into Hanoi. I went to the Halong Bay, Cat Ba, and then I stayed in Hanoi. So I mainly did the city the kind of the city tour because I spent about a month and a half there, and
yeah,
then I went down south to Ho Chi Minh City. I still like Ho Chi Minh City. It's very vibey.
the
It have
motorcycles.
everything.
People tell me it's like the city in Southeast Asia with with the craziest motorcycles.
Yes, yes. Crossing the road is uh yeah, crossing the road in Ho Chi Minh City, especially the main road where the like next to the riverside and when you're going into into the city center. I've seen tourists that got like stuck there for about the 15-20 minutes just like waiting to cross the road. But the thing is, like you don't wait to cross the road, you just cross and
Yeah,
just
yeah.
hope, yeah, just hope to God that you make it to the other side. because the people don't
I
stop for you. That's yeah,
Yeah, I've seen the videos. You have to go like you have to look at the motorcycles and calculate like
yeah,
the
yeah. Like how many
your
steps are you
distance.
taking? Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Everything. It's so funny.
but
Uh,
yeah, it's like a chicken game. It's like you cross at
playing
the one step at a
playing
time.
Frogger, playing Frogger,
Yeah,
literally.
yeah.
Oh, that's so
But
funny.
I do miss it. I do miss the craziness and hectic. Like Vietnam is especially Ho Chi Minh City and Hanoi. Hanoi you see more beeping a lot. Like you see a lot more beeping. Like in Vietnam you don't go anywhere without hearing at least one or two beep like every minute or so.
Do you know something that's interesting? Like in Thailand, people don't beep.
No,
No,
come
Like
on.
exactly. People don't beep.
Really?
they
They
don't
No.
beep.
don't.
No, 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 no. And the crazy thing, I always beeped because intersections, people
Sure.
sometimes they don't
Yeah.
stop at intersections, even though I have priority, they don't stop. So I always beep. But I was the only one that beeped. Brazil in Rio, you hear so many beeps. It's crazy.
Yeah,
It's
bro.
like
It's great. That's
from
why,
the
yeah.
motorcycles,
All
Really?
the
you
time.
know,
Yeah.
I
All
remember.
the time. We
But
do.
in
We
but in
always beep.
Thailand, with so many scooters, especially in Koh Samui, where the roads are dangerous, like you should beep just to give your
Definitely, bro.
presence that you're going
Just to
through.
be alive. Yeah.
Yes. Oh my god, I can only imagine the times I beeped saved my life probably because as I
Yeah.
said, people switch lanes and cross intersections without looking like behind them
Indicators.
and like
Yeah.
stopping. It's crazy. But
No, th-
it's interesting that you say in Vietnam people do beep, so that's good.
yeah,
I prefer it that way.
people beep all really. Right. But
Yeah, we do.
if you're living in an apartment right next to like I
That
don't
is
know, an
not good, no.
intersection in Vietnam, then
Yeah, no, no, not the best. But man, it
especially in
makes it safer at
hostels,
least.
yeah, yeah, like the you can, but especially if you're living in a hostel right next to an intersect, like a busy road, and you already sleep with like eight people in your room, and then you're like you hear beeping all the time. Yeah,
It's not the most
you're not gonna get a
comfortable,
good
no.
night's sleep. Yeah,
No, no,
no.
no, no, no. Man, I wanted to ask you something because and we can close the podcast on this.
Yeah, we're right.
But yeah, but I felt this feeling when I exited Thailand and Vietnam. I'm sure it's the same, where it was like the only country where I felt the most free. And I know this is like a relative topic, like freedom. What is freedom, right? Especially I'm in Thailand, it's a
Yeah,
monarchy.
yeah,
Like, what is freedom? But
yeah. The same.
it's for me, it's like the just having that scooter and how things work in the country and the roads and having just the accessibility of going anywhere I want or just pinpointing to a place on Google Maps and being able to go to that place with my scooter without like any interference. That was like the most freedom I've ever felt. And I know like anywhere in the world, you just you go on Google Maps, you can go to that place. But
Yeah, no. Yeah,
it's 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 different when there's like no rules and no like uh it's a complex because it's more of a feeling than like just something straightforward, right? But I just
yeah,
felt like I with the scooter I could go everywhere I wanted. And I know with that same scooter here in Santiago I could not do that because just how things are. And I think it's I don't know if it's politics. I don't know what it is. If it's just infrastructure, although like infrastructure in Thailand is not like the roads, they're good, but they're not like here where they are much better. But still, the
yeah,
roads there just make you feel more free, and it's crazy. I don't know if it's just less cars, just everybody's traveling. It's more of a travel mindset, but for some
yeah,
reason, I just felt this type of freedom, and I want to know if you
Yeah.
like
yeah.
understand it
That
or.
yeah, definitely, definitely. Because like in the especially to being in a city or even a bigger city or smaller city, everything is more lively, right?
Mm.
And you just feel like everything is so much more accessible. Like it's just you have one app for everything, right? That's Grab,
Yeah.
right? Even if you don't have a vehicle in standing, I drive in the UK, but again, it's like to go anywhere, you have to get in your car, drive, park, and then walk to wherever. But in the let's say in Thailand or Vietnam, it's the same. It's the same thing. You just kind of hop on, hop off. It's like you don't even have to walk to the bus station. So that makes everything within your vicinity so much more accessible. So and you don't really have to bring a lot of stuff with you. You just kind of like, oh yeah, I just go out in my short and t-shirt and just bring my phone in my pocket and then
I think
wash
that's also why.
you're there in like 10 minutes.
Yeah, I think that was one of the things as well. Like you need
Yeah,
less like clothes and just
yeah,
like stuff to carry around, and it feels just
uh-huh.
more, yeah, just more free in a way.
Yeah.
Just
Like
more free.
even in the UK, you just have to carry a lot of stuff, a lot of unnecessary stuff around. I feel like you always have to prepare for the worst in the UK. Like, oh
Yeah.
yeah, what if it's raining? What if it's gonna so something gonna happen? But you just you have a more prepared mindset. But in Asia, it's like, oh yeah, if I it's more of a mindset like because things are so cheap and accessible that if you're let's say if your Grab driver bike got broke down in the middle of the road, you can just get hop off and then just call another one, right? It's not like the end of the world.
Yeah, call
So
tuk tuk or something. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. Although yes, if you're driving a motorcycle and your bike broke down, that's a hassle. But like if you're especially if you're backpacking or traveling, right? You just kind of everything is just within like minutes of like a distance away. So
yeah,
you're never far from anywhere. But in let's say if you're in the UK and if you don't have a car to go around, like you wouldn't travel with a motorbike. Like but people need
Yeah.
a like rigorous license to own a motorbike here. Yeah,
right. Yeah, yeah. That's also what I feel
yeah,
like here. For example, like
yeah.
like just like being stopped by police or just like the roads themselves, they're not
Mhm.
as like motorbike
Yeah,
friendly
they're not made
because
Friendly.
for. They're not made for
they're they're made
bikers.
for cars, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
there's
they're
just
made for cars.
with more regulations, and again, like I obviously prefer to live in a place where there is regulations, right? Because it's safer and all of that. But when you go to a place that there's no real regulations and it's more like a little bit like chaotic, let's call it,
Yeah.
it just
So
feels so
chaotic.
much more
I love it.
free. I
It's
love it. It's
like
so
like
fun. It's
because
just fun, right? Like it just
uh
switching lanes just in within the same lane, and there's like five other scooters in that same lane. It's just
And
it's
do the
so
same
so
shit that
cool.
you're doing. Like
Yeah, yeah, like
everybody's in the same
stopping in the
spot.
middle of the road almost to check on Google Maps because you just missed a turn, and then
Yeah.
you go in the wrong direction to go to that same turn.
yeah,
Like instead of just
yeah,
doing
and
the
Yeah. The roundabouts. There's no
yeah,
roundabout at me.
no.
At least right
honestly,
here.
I have never. I don't dare to drive in the inside Ho Chi Minh City, like or in Hanoi, because it's so
Yeah.
congested. It's so busy.
Yeah. Lots of.
I drive a motorcycle in Bali. I was in Uluwatu, and it was fine because like the roads are very quiet. The only time where they get busy is when you go into Uluwatu itself, or you go up to the Nespa.
Yeah, yeah,
But yeah, that is always busy. There's always traffic. But the thing is, it's like you feel more, yeah, you do feel more free to just like having this little vehicle that you can park anywhere. You don't have to worry about like finding a parking space. You don't have to go all the way around the parking lot just to find something that to find a space that your car will fit in.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's
Like
such
corner
it's
shop just
such a feeling.
makes yeah this yeah.
You just like find
I
like,
do really
yeah,
miss
just
that.
like
Yeah,
a corner
yeah,
restaurant just like next to the road. You just
yeah,
stop for a little bit, you
yeah.
eat, and
That's
you just go
And,
again.
and that's it.
It's yeah,
yeah.
It's freedom. It's all
Yeah,
about
with a
freedom,
car, you're
guys.
like, oh yeah, yeah. The
I
freedom
think
is
that's,
amazing.
yeah, I think that would be the main reason I would go back for a couple more months just to feel that same way again because yeah, it's now that I'm away, I understand it more. I'm like, fuck,
Yeah,
it's
Yeah.
right.
Check how different it is. The other
Yeah,
side
yeah,
of the
yeah.
world. Yeah,
Yeah. And
I
it's
would definitely
obviously,
have to live this experience. Definitely gotta go there.
yeah,
oh, so, seriously, I'm going back in September. Well, end of September, maybe October, beginning of October to the end of November. that's my next trip to because I still want to travel a little bit. So my next plan is probably Koh Phi Phi, and then maybe
Fifi Island.
down south in
Well,
yeah, Koh Phi Phi just to do more diving. So I want to do my 30 meters, right?
Yeah, yeah, it's
Yeah,
worth it.
yeah,
It's so worth it.
yeah.
Yeah, if you go to Kotal, like that one is really, really good. I'm so sad he didn't do the 30 meters with me. It was really fun.
I know that I could have stayed for another 2 days to be fair. Like the technically my yeah, but
Oh well.
you did
Oh
it by
well.
yourself, right?
Actually, not a couple came along, which they weren't supposed to, but I was supposed to do, yeah, by myself. But I ended up doing with that couple from the UK, and then yeah, we did it. It was quite fast actually. It was just literally
Let's
like
go.
1.5 days basically. It was like a whole day
Oh,
and then
the
half of the other day.
did you
So it's
have
like
to
two
do like
dives.
another part of Fury or no more
Yes,
Fury?
but you don't need to do like a class, so you just uh answer the questions on your phone.
Okay, that's
And
cool.
they're very easy questions as well. Like it's basically
Yeah.
the same. Yeah, and it's like three dives on one day, morning, afternoon, and night, and then one more in the morning of the next day. Yeah,
Oh,
it's like something like
that's
that.
cool. That's like four. That's four dives. That's yeah. But
Yeah, yeah, it was something
I
like that.
remember when you
Yeah.
first on your first initial dive, you kind of got freaked out a little bit. You're worried about you because you're going up too fast. Your life jacket was inflating, and you're like you're so that you're still
Oh
walking
my
around the whole
God.
day. Like you had a mental like the mental block, mental stress all the way through. Uh,
Controlling the buoyancy was
yeah,
definitely do you know like
yeah.
in the 30-meter course, the first dive also happened to me where I inflated a little bit too much and then I went up there. I wasn't supposed to go up. It
Oh
was at
yeah.
the end, but it was still like so damn annoying. But then on the 30 meters, the BCD, I used one which was called a wingsuit, which is just on the back. So you have like nothing here. It's just on the back.
Oh,
And it's so much cooler and just better to control buoyancy with the wingsuit. Oh my God. I want to do my next dives with the wingsuit. Hopefully they'll have it in Colombia where I'll do, but man, it's so cool. It's so cool, the wingsuit. But yeah, I always tell people like the hardest dive that we did, or that well we did together, and that I also did was the pool session. It's just a whole day of doing all of the exercises with
that I mean, and the water in there is like horrible. It's like
the
acidic.
sourness,
It's so
the
yeah.
sourness
Oh my God.
of the chloride. Oh,
Yeah,
it's awful, man. It's awful.
it's horrible. Yeah,
Yeah.
but I'm glad we got that out of the way. I'm like the no more
Fuck
pool
yeah.
dives. It's just at least it's the ocean dive. Oh, once you get into the ocean, it's nice.
you guys
Magical.
Like
are you guys are
Magical.
professionals right now. We're practicing on the
A little
pools
bit.
right
no, no. No, no, honestly, anyone that is that easy. Anyone can really do it. It's just you just need a little bit of patience.
and confidence,
A
right?
Yeah.
little bit of patience. Yeah.
Relaxation
No,
as
no.
well.
Yeah,
Relaxation.
just relax. Like, because I swim a lot, so I kind of got used to the breathing control. That done quite okay. Um, but yeah, it's diving is pretty cool. It I'm planning my next trip already. Like definitely, I want to do my
It's
30
so damn
meters and
magical.
then
Like
yeah,
after we did those 20 meters, it was the only thing on my mind. And after I left Thailand, it was still the only thing on my mind. It's so damn it's so I'm so sad that it's like an expensive like thing to do, right? It's not
yeah,
something that you can do like always. You do maybe
yeah.
like
It's like
twice a year, maybe
it's
three
like yeah,
times a year.
it's like snowboarding. I guess if you once you get your certificate,
Yeah.
it become a little bit cheaper. And although I do want to try out free diving with like a little bit of with a little bit of scuba tank or like just shallow water diving. Do you know the
Ah,
small one?
yeah, 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 yeah. I think so. I
That
think so.
big? Yeah,
Yeah.
you can just like because we know like we start to know the technique on how to use the tank. Just bring that with you and kind of like you use your body as like your natural buoyancy.
Yeah.
I want to
I,
do a bit of that to see.
that that was the thing that like surprised me the most is how much we float and defloat with our breath. I didn't know like the lungs, our lungs could do that, and it's crazy. Once you achieve
Yeah,
neutral buoyancy, you just go up and down with the lungs. It's not
yeah,
even with
with
the
the
air. I
lungs.
always thought like you had to inflate air to like go up and
Uh-huh.
down. No, it's only with the
Yeah,
lungs. It's crazy.
yeah, it's all the lungs.
Okay, we will end our podcast, and my camera
Yeah.
has already has already reheated again, so I will just end the podcast with no camera. Fuck it.
No
It's so
worries,
funny
no
because
worries.
it's
I can actually do the
No
question
worries.
today. I can actually do the one.
do it,
Like
do
we
it,
can
do
make
it,
it
do it,
like
do it. Why
that.
not?
So Guilherme does a
Why not?
question every single episode, but I will do the questions since his camera is out and off. Hoang, first of all, thank you so much, bro, for accepting the invitation, for this amazing experience you've shared with us. What an amazing convo we had right here. But before finishing it up in our
Thank you.
podcast, I just want to ask, what's made you most proud of being from Vietnam? Like for the first time that you went to school and you told your friends, your childhood friends, that you're from Vietnam, your family is from Vietnam. What was coming
uh,
after this question? I mean, that makes you most proud of being Vietnamese.
Honestly, like, but when I was in school, I was like, because I was one of the only of a few Asian kids in school. Like, I wasn't too proud to be the like to be Vietnam, but I think after learning about my culture, it's the food that's
Okay,
kind of just upscale everyone. Knowing the fact that we have the best food, one of the best food in the world, just and from Vietnamese people grew up literally from nothing to being able to the like when Vietnamese people can withstand any kind of pressure that you put against them. But like, we aren't phased with minor pressures like other people, right? Because
sure,
technically, with the a lot of people from Vietnam grew up with nothing. They just the like after the war, it was zero famine, the hunger, basically everything you threw that anyone can throw at us, they already have. So that's what I'm really proud of. Like people just like being able to stand up for themselves and make a living and saying yes, we are able to become this to bring things to build amazing things out of nothingness, right?
sure,
Most of most of the dishes that you see, like especially that, and it's expressed through our food, because I most of the dishes that you see if coming from Vietnam are basically uh, dishes that doesn't really have much to like pho. It's made up from bones of like the carcasses bones, and then the way that we utilize different ingredients, like it is expressive within a culture where we it shows that yes, we come from nothing, but yet we are able to make all of these amazing dishes. And it's like I guess the because when you're poor, the only thing you think about is food, right?
sure. Yeah.
You can't yeah, so that's like that is well one of
Yeah, that's the thing,
one
like
of
the first thing that
the
demands
proudest thing.
you to live, bro. It's
Yeah,
like it's food,
yeah,
like
exactly. So like
it's the
food,
base,
and then
it's the
how to
base
make
of the
yeah
pyramid.
yeah yeah. So how to make good food taste. Sorry, how to make like poor man's food taste good.
Yeah,
That's like that's right there. Like like Vietnam got it right. You know, you don't
sure.
Yeah.
have to.
Yeah,
We tell the world that yes, you don't need super expensive ingredient. You don't need like ribeye wagyu. You don't need caviar. You just need like very basic ingredient that you already have at the back of your garden, and yet you can be able to make something like that. So it's renowned for its taste, for its taste.
and
So
passion,
yeah,
love, putting
yeah,
lots of love
yeah.
into
Just yeah,
for
putting
making
a
this
lot of
happen. Yeah,
yeah, like some of the like honestly, some of the like the street vendors in Vietnam, they the they make these dishes every day, and some of the dishes takes about like 8 9 hours to make. Like the bone broth can take 4 to 5 hours just just to become the like a nutritious broth.
Yeah.
And it's not just pho. It's like with a lot of things, like you need for fermentation, marination, all these things you put into one thing is just
Sure.
yeah.
No, I love it.
Amazing,
Go bit
man.
now.
Amazing, man.
Yeah.
Hoang,
Amazing.
thank you so much for joining. Like it was great. And if you're still in Belfast and I'm back in Portugal, I will 100% visit you because one, it's so damn cheap to go from Faro to Belfast. That's one. Two, yeah, we're definitely gonna go to that
Yeah.
Vietnamese restaurant that went in Belfast. Vietnamese Chinese.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, definitely. Like let me know. I can I mean, I bought my car over the ferry here on yes, yeah, yesterday, like yesterday morning. I just literally got settled in. But my room is still a little bit of like I'm just thinking where to put stuff. Because
Amazing.
I'm living for 5 months. So yeah. So I I have my car with me, so I can drive. I can drive around. I do want to see some of the spots, and then apparently because it's summer now, so I guess during the weekend I can just kind of go hiking a little bit.
Yeah,
And
I'll send that friend of mine from Belfast. He'll show you around. He'll show you around. Ryan will
yeah,
show you around.
no worries. Yeah,
Um and let's plan a diving trip together. That's we also have to do
yeah,
that.
definitely. Philippines.
Yeah, pretty
Maldives.
cool.
Do you
They
know
have
like
really
I
good.
had a guy, I think it was in Krabi. He was like, there's
Yeah,
only one place that you should dive in the world, and that's the Maldives. Just go to Maldives. Maldives, Maldives. And he wasn't even from there. He was from the Mauritius, but he told me like the Maldives is like apart from like Galapagos. It's
Yeah, and it's
like the
pretty
hub.
expensive, man. Maldives. Sounds like
yeah,
The
a
exactly.
paradise.
Like
the thing is that from Thailand to fly there, it's not as much, and they're growing their backpacking culture, which means that they have hostels
Yeah, but
in the
but
Maldives.
how
how expensive is
expensive
the
is still
diving?
living there? Yeah,
I don't know
exactly.
prices. All I know is
Bro,
that they have
must be
hostels.
fucking
They
expensive.
have
Must be
hostels.
fucking expensive to die right there.
Yeah,
I don't know. I
but
don't know. Maybe, but
like you're saying a hostel in London costs like maybe
Exactly.
50 60 pounds a night,
Yeah,
right?
it's it's the
That's
same
oh
like a
shit.
luxury
really?
hotel.
Sure,
Yeah,
bro. It doesn't matter
that's like
like
a,
if you got a hostel or not. Like everywhere in the
yeah.
world got hostels right now
So
nowadays.
I
They're
know
fucking
the
expensive.
prices on for one of the Maldives island cost still can set you back like maybe 5 600 pound a night. I'm saying that that's
Yeah,
like
it's
conservatively,
crazy.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
Maldives is
so
crazy expensive. Maldives.
I I never got the contact of the guy, so I cannot call him right now. But
maybe we
I
search
will
it out. Yeah.
for the hostels. But
Thank you so
well,
much, man, our listeners. Thank
yes,
you
Right.
to
so
our
Thank you.
much.
listeners,
Yes.
thank you so
Yes.
much for reaching the end of our podcast. Hopefully, you
Thanks.
enjoyed listening to Vietnam, diving, the UK, and about freedom.
And
Our
Vietnam.
concept of
And
freedom.
lots of stuff.
Uh,
Nomad stuff.
yes, and if you already, please follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Podcast
Please.
WWP and leave us a review on Spotify and Apple Podcasts.
Five
If you enjoyed the
stars on
podcast,
Spotify, please.
and with the stars, guys. Yes. See you in the next one. Bye bye.
Bye bye.